Yo, what's going on everyone? Welcome to the Skinny Jean Gardener podcast. I hope you're all incredible. Thank you so much for joining me. There's a few thank yous before we start today's podcast because I'd like to do a thank you. Obviously, thank you to you guys for listening. You can also view this. Every Monday's podcast you can actually view on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't want to listen, I just want to view him silently, that can also happen. So head over to there. Happen, you know. And so thank you very much to you. Thank you very much to the Flymo for sponsoring the podcast. Can you believe we are still giving away, at the end of this month, a Flymo robotic? Absolutely the biggest prize we've ever had on this podcast. So happy. Thank you so much to Flymo for that. Really pumped for that. You know how it works. If you don't already, every Friday I put out a little clip of our garden celebrity. We've had many entries into the competition. Thank you so much. A little bit difficult to keep up with them. I'm trying to make sure I put them all into one folder. But thank you so much to everybody that has entered into that competition. At the end of the month, we'll find out the big winner. But if you want to win a Flymo robotic, all you have to do is every Friday. I did start this sentence a minute ago, didn't I? Every Friday, we put out a little clip or a little clue to who our celebrity is, who our garden celebrity is. And we've had so many right answers and some not so right answers. Please try better. You can apply / enter as many times as you want. So big up Flymo for that. Big up to you guys for listening. I've said that as well. And also thanks so much. I know loads of you reviewed. Last week I asked, hey guys, do you mind reviewing my podcast? And loads of you reviewed that. So thank you so much. A lot of you also said, nice to see you not shouting. Although, I get very excited about Mondays. I've had a week, mate. I've had a week since I last chatted to you. A lot's been going on. We've had rain. Remember that? Rain happened. Did anyone else get any rain? Some people got thunderstorms. Quite lucky. And it feels pretty good to not have to go outside and water the garden. I honestly cannot believe how much a little bit of rain does to the garden. We've got wildflowers actually popping through, actually flowers coming out. In fact, as you may know, and we'll go into it in a minute, it was my daughter's birthday the other day. We had my brother, social distanced. Everyone has to say that nowadays, don't you? I saw my mum the other... Social distance, obviously. 2 metres away. Seems like you can't say anything now. I was speaking earlier to Mr. Sugger, and he's been doing some interviews for his podcast. And he's like, yeah, I saw... He didn't speak like this. He said, yeah, I saw so-and-so for an interview. Social distanced, obviously. That seems to be the new thing. You must, if you see anyone, you must say that afterwards. Oh yeah, I saw so-and-so. Social distanced. I saw him social distancedly. It's not, grating on me. it's a thing that's grating on me at the moment. So anyway, we had Olive's cousins over at the weekend. Social distanced. Obviously, it was actually really difficult to keep kids social distance, but they were really good at it. Well trained. Olive's bang all over it. I'm like, maybe I am one of them people that go around and go, social distanced. Obviously, social distanced. Maybe I am one of them people that do that. They come over. It was actually really difficult because my brother's got 2 children. Olive's a lonely child. She's got me, so and obviously my 2 little nieces can play with each other. So they were playing each other in the house, and I've had to wait outside the house. It was actually quite heartbreaking, and we'll go into that in a minute. But anyway, the point was, to reel it back in, Lee, is wildflowers start to pop through. The first wildflower popped through, and my little niece, Olive's cousin, picked it, and World War III started at this household on that birthday over a wildflower. That's how I mean, to be fair, and this is what I always say about children connecting with growing, is me and Olive sowed them wildflowers. She's been slowly watching them grow taller and taller, and then when that first wildflower popped up, to be fair, my brother's daughter is 2. She's not 2, is she? One, almost two. Almost two. Two at the end of this year. Oh God, I hope you don't listen. I'm a terrible uncle, aren't I? It's one of the things that I on my. Has anyone else got a new? This is the first time I've ever called this a new Corona year resolution. Mine is to be a better uncle, and no old my nieces are. So anyway, the wildflowers are popping through from the rain. It's been awesome that we've had a little bit of rain. It's incredible what it does. They've been growing so strong. We've been watering them a lot in the sunshine that we've had over May. And there's just that bit of rain, that constant rain. You know, you can only water so much. You know, I'm on a meter. You can only water so... I think I am. I don't know. You can only water so much. So the rain has really helped that along. Same with my bean plants. They were not doing anything apart from growing. They weren't really wrapping around the structures that I'd built them. So I thought, oh, lovely little structure. Loads of beans will go over it. Perfect. They weren't doing anything. The rain come down. You come out, and those things are incredible. Like, I love runner beans for children because of that one reason. That one reason that they are so impactful. As soon as they start growing, as soon as they start wrapping themselves around something, they just go, 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 go. And I love seeing that. Me and Olive love seeing that. We looked at over the weekend. I was showing her the progress of the garden. One thing that's not really progressed is me tomatoes. Or tomatoes, however you want to say it. Not really progressed that much. That's one of the things, isn't it? I don't know about you. I've got some tomato... Where's that tomato feed? I've got some tomato feed in here somewhere. I'll have to get... Hang on, where is it? Wait there. Here we go. I don't usually use tomato... Is this it? Here we go. Tomato... I don't usually use tomato feed. But we have got some. A liquid concentrate. That's a difficult thing for me to do, isn't it? Make up to 50 watering cans in this. This is not sponsored, by the way. It's not a sponsored ad. Tomato feed. Yeah, so I'm going to have to... Here we go, hang on. Outdoors, in tomatoes... Come on, can you read me? Outdoors in soil tomatoes. What's this? 4 capfuls in 4.5 litres. Apply as root drench every 7 to 10 days. I mean, that is one of the things, root drench. Water in tomatoes is well, I always see, I've got a neighbour who's got tomatoes. I always see him like spraying over the top of them, but that's not really where we want that water to go, is it? Like, the roots are the place that it takes up most of its goodness. Do you know what I mean? Its goodness is from the roots. So, the tomatoes not really grown much. They've been in the soil for a while. I did speak to Sugget about this the other day, and it sort of makes sense that soil is really important. As much as I don't really talk about it, soil is important. In fact, Ian Lee talked to me the other day, and well, this was actually a few weeks ago, and he was talking about right compost to go and buy. And I was like, just go and get multi-purpose, but make sure he had some old pots that he weren't really doing much with. And he wanted to put something in. Can he use the old soil? And I said, go and get some new multi-purpose. Because whatever plants you put in there, give it some goodness. And I've made the mistake of not actually refilling up my trugs. They're in trugs, not in actual soil. Or feeding that soil. And that's shown in my tomatoes. Do you know what I mean? That's shown in the tomatoes. Whereas the beans and things like that are in just proper soil. Now, I've got such amazing soil here. That's why I usually go around and say, just whack it in, you'll be fine. Because my soil is so good, you can literally whack it in. It's teeming with worms. Like, if you ever want to buy any worms, that's why at one point I did say, you want to buy worms? Come to Scrooge and Garner. Scrooge and Garner worms available now. They're not on the website anymore, so you can't buy them. The wife said, how are you gonna get these worms? I thought, there's loads of them. They'll just sit out there at night. So anyway, the garden is incredible at the moment, growing so well. And the grass is growing quick. The grass is growing really quick. I actually put me Vince, we call him Vince, the Flymo, out. He goes out every Thursday morning. And he hasn't been out for a couple of weeks, mainly because I picked him up the other day. And if you pick them up, they go onto like a default, like you have to reset them. Because obviously they're not really supposed to be picked up. So it thinks, oh, someone's taken me away, and then you've got to reset it, because obviously you've got to put the passcode back in. And he hasn't been out for a couple of weeks. So today, one of my things I'm going to do is actually work out how to use the app. I think it's pretty simple, actually. So I can reset him in that way. And he's going to go out a little bit more than just once every week. I'm going to try and put him out a couple of times a week. My dad's got one, and he puts it out every day. He's got, don't get me wrong, he's got a short grass. But I have said, just set him to like every other day or something like that. Your grass doesn't need to be cut to literally a millimetre off the ground. Like, the longer the grass, and this is the thing. God, we're going into a lot of subjects today, guys. A lot of subjects. This is the thing with grass, is the longer it is, the more moisture it holds. You know what I mean? So anyway, the rain has done the garden so much good. So much good. Everything's growing. The clematis is coming out, which I love when it flowers. All the vegetables are starting to grow. The pumpkins, the courgettes getting bigger and bigger, which I love. Just waiting for them to tumble over the edge. I've got them in ties at the moment. Waiting for them to tumble over the edge and snake their way around the garden, which I absolutely love. I'm snaking my way around Olive's little garden that we've created for really green that up, which is what it's all about. Like making that part of almost like camouflage it into the garden, which is what it's all about. So yeah, the rain's been great. The rain has been awesome. And then later on in the week, like I say, I've not massively done loads in the garden. It sort of looks after itself when it's like this. I haven't done any weeding this year, which I'm quite proud of. And I know anyone that's been sitting there weeding their little arts out will be like, oh yeah, that really helps us, Leah. Thanks for that. Thanks so much for telling us you've not done any weeding, because I've not stopped weeding. I've had that for a few people. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. I have not done any weeding. I've got my garden to a point where I don't have to do it. Like, and that's the main goal, isn't it? You don't want to be messing around with weeding all the time. So I put like bark mulch down, do you know what I mean? I've got my trugs where I'm growing stuff in. Even they've got a little layer of bark over them to stop me weeds from popping up. And yeah, that has always been my ultimate goal with the garden, to get it to that point which I wouldn't have to go out there and weed. Usually, not this year obviously, usually I'm away quite a bit. But this year, I'm home. But usually when I'm away, I'll go away for a week, I'll come back, and the garden will be so full of weeds I don't actually get any chance to look after, like pinch out my little tomatoes, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, even harvest. Do you know what I mean? Even harvest them. So, yeah, it's going good, is what I'm saying. Hey guys. Hey guys. My garden's amazing. Hope yours is too. Because my garden is amazing. Amazing. There's bits still to do. Do you know what I mean? There's still bits to do. Big project coming up soon as well, which I'm really excited about. I'm not allowed to tell you about it yet, but big project coming up, which I might need your help with if you want to get involved. That'd be really cool. With ideas and bits, and need me ideas, people. You know who you are. You know who you are. Come on. So yeah, great week last week. Still a little bit, and we're going to talk about this later on in the podcast today. It could be a long one, guys. Could be a long one. What was I going to say? About schooling. We're going to talk about that later in the podcast. But anyway, great week. A little bit difficult with homeschooling, but we'll talk about it at some point later on. Then we had Olive's birthday, which was great. I got asked, what gardening thing did you get Olive for a birthday? Is this because you're a gardener? You have to get your child. You have to get your child. Ian, if he's listening, he'll probably be listening. You have to get your child a garden present. She's got pretty much every garden present going. She's got enough. Do you know what I mean? She's got enough garden things to keep her going throughout the year. We had Olive's birthday. We spent it over 3 days, which was perfect. I become one of those fathers, which I didn't think I was going to become. One of them ones that, all of a sudden, she wanted this present. If you're a parent, you might have daughters. You might have heard of Loldos. LOL-dolls, as she likes to correct me on. And, yeah. I thought we got a few LOL dolls, do you know what I mean? A few little things like that. Crikey, the plastic. Like, I mean, I feel like I'm such a hypocrite sometimes talking about reusing plastics. Crikey, the plastic that's used. I don't know how it's not been picked up. Great toys, guys. Great toys, but crikey, the plastic. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes, as a parent, like I say, when the book's still available now, guys, skinnyjeangarden.co.uk/shop. In the book, I talk about plastic bottles and reusing them. When you're out and about, sometimes you forget your reusable bottle, sure, and you have to go and buy a bottle of water or whatever it may be for the kids, and then you can reuse it. So, as a parent, sometimes you ain't got to, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are some incredible Instagram-worthy parents out there absolutely smashing hashtag reusable bottle life. Whereas I'm more, come on guys, let's get in the real world right now. Right, it happens. I'm not saying go out and do it all the time. It happens. But anyway, right, back to the load. I've got right off tangent here. Tangent central today. The Loldos. She got a few, and during the week, just before her birthday, she was like, we were like, oh, what do you want? Worst question you could ask a kid. Worst question. What do you want for your birthday coming in 3 days' time? What do you fancy? And I said, I didn't say it. She said, a Loldo Glamper van. Now, she got it. And I've always said I wasn't going to be one of those dads. They always say, oh, she'll have you wrapped around her little finger. I was like, no, she won't. No, she won't. Like, maybe she does know what maybe she does. Maybe she's worked me out already. Maybe she knew that question was coming halfway through the week. She wanted this Loldo camper van. 80 smackers. I didn't have. It was 3 days before. I didn't have time to look for. It wasn't on Marketplace. It's going for 60. Anyway, I did it. And you might be saying, why are you telling this on the podcast? I'll tell as many people as possible. I'll literally tell as many people as possible that this happened. I've rang everyone. I've rang my dentist about it. So you're not going to believe about this. I've told everyone that I was a hero dad, saved the day. We ordered it anyway. On a birthday, I said, look, Olive, our daddy needs to go and get some compost. Here's the gardening bit. This is actually a true story. Daddy needs to go and get some compost. Can we go halfway through your birthday and go and get it? So we walked up. Next door was a supermarket. Then there was a toy shop. Not many left, is there? So you probably know which ones it is. And they've they've sorted it. Click and collect, sorted it. There's a pallet sitting there, and they'll put the gifts, the toys on the pallet. You walk off with them. Perfect. So I showed them the barcode. Boop. Showed them the barcode. Done. She's like, Dad. I said, just give me a lift of this compost. Reeled her in, guys. Reeled her in, and she took it. 5-year-old Olive took it. And then boom, on the pallet. I was like, it's easy, son. 80 quid right there. Chucking it on the pallet, mate. The Loldo camper van. Daddy was a hero. For about 5 minutes, I'll totally be honest with you. 5 minutes. And we got it. She fell for the compost. She was like, well, I really thought we were going compost. Bless her. She actually did think we were off to go and get compost. That shows us how much gardening we do. It's all gardening wise, guys. Anyway, Dad's a hero. For the birthday, I said I'd never become that parent. It happened. She turned around at the end of it and said, oh great, maybe Santa Claus will get me the, I don't know what it is, the Loldo Kingdom or something. I was like, hold on a second. One thing at a, is this what's going on? Like, is this what happens as parents? Like, for 2 seconds you're the king of the world. The next we're thinking, alright, Santa's coming up in December. Anyway, we had a great birthday. We split it over 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We did have people social distanced, obviously, come over. sat down in the garden, make sure everyone was outside. But we put a few sides up on the pergola to stop the rain on Friday. Oh, lovely bit of rain, but obviously we had people over just to come and see Olive, and yeah, it was good. It was a good time. We spent a lot of time outside, which was brilliant. On her actual birthday, which I absolutely loved, we set up a little teepee. She did want to camp outside, but we set a little teepee outside. And you think, oh, that's nice, a little bit of nature. Set up a TV or so, to a little teepee, a TV. We watched Frozen for a little bit until, ironically, it froze on the DVD player. I didn't have the buttons. For it, so that went out the window. That was a blessing in disguise, though, because it meant that we could then play in the garden, which we did until about 9:30 at night, which was awesome. Like, so good. Sam, my wife, sat in the TV while me and Olive played football. Who knew? She was actually a pretty good footballer. And we just got to play in the garden and have a little adventure until about 9. And what a nice way to end a birthday. Do you know what I mean? A nice way. And we went to a little beach on a Sunday. Enjoyed that. It was fantastic. Nice and quiet. Social distanced, obviously. Social distanced. And it was lovely. A really nice weekend. And now we're back on today. And I'm talking to you, lovely people. But the one thing that I wouldn't say ruined the week, because obviously it was Oliver's birthday. That sort of, distracted from what was going on. But one thing that ruined the week was we did hope that today, on Monday, whatever date, let's have a look. What date is it? Let's have a little look. What date is it today? 15th. What do you think, Monday the 15th of June, Olive would be going... Always stay hydrated, guys. Would be going back to school. And unfortunately, she couldn't. They've, at her school, they've put a 10-child limit. And I'll be honest with you. Now, I don't want to go into it too, because I think the school's fantastic. They're doing what they can. I've supported teachers so much. No, that's a lie. I've not supported them so much. I've said they're doing a great job. If anyone ever comes to me and says, them teachers just want a little bit more time off, don't they? I've always said, no. I'm not having that. I mean, I'm not open. I'm not all coming up. It's the first time on the podcast I've ever really mentioned it. But if anyone said to me on the street, social distanced walk, them teachers, I've always said, nah, come on, they're doing their best. They're doing what they can. So I won't. It's not the teachers. How far do you go into it? Because now it affects me. Like, beforehand, didn't affect me. As soon as it affects you, it's like, well, this is a big problem. We hoped Olive would go back to school on the 15th of June for a few reasons, and my mind obviously changes daily about what's going on in the world right now. But I just thought that, look, if we can, guys, if we can go shopping for cheap clothes and all them sort of things, then maybe, and if we can go on flights, if we can go flying to wherever, maybe, just maybe, we can go back to school. I don't know. I just got a feeling that maybe the going to school thing is not the worst thing at the moment that's happening, and maybe if I can take Olive, I can walk Olive to town, go shopping in Primmy, I can't take her to school. I thought maybe, just maybe, we'd be allowed to take our child to school. Can't at the moment. Not bitter. But there is a small amount of kids. There are 10 kids in her class that have gone back. And that's their limit. They can't go any further. We did message last Tuesday about it and said, hey, look, we were held off the first time we got an email. Wanted to see how it went. For you, by the way, for you guys, for the teachers, I wanted to see how you got on. Didn't want you to, I mean, let's be a little bit selfish as well. Obviously, we wanted to make sure that we weren't putting our daughter in danger. But also for the school, just slowly work there in a weekend, see how they got on. And what they're saying is, Olive can't come back now because their 10-kid limit is up. And that was last Tuesday. And I did think, I'll be honest with you, by the end of the week, they'd have emailed back. They said, that's it. If she'll be put on a waiting list. And there's a few kids in hers. Now, I'll be honest with you, I get it. I've got a 5-year-old. Her education is important. There's older children, which even more should be going back to school, 100%. But more for anything, and I don't really touch on this amazing amount. I don't really go into it too much. But for her mental health, and for me and my wife's mental health, it would be great for her to interact with some kids again, get back into school, see her teachers. Do you know what I mean? And that was our thinking. So that's not happened, and yeah, it's thrown us here at the SJG HQ a little bit. That obviously now she's probably not going to go back till September, and today's the first day we're really going to try and get back into the homeschooling thing. I can remember way back when we were doing like full-on school uniform at home, school bell, lunch times, things like that for the first few days, and now we lost our way in that. We just did. It's difficult, man. It's really difficult. But yeah, we were a bit gutted. But the reason I wanted to talk about it a little bit was because you got nowhere to go, yeah? The reason we want to talk about it was because I saw the incredible Mr. MC or Mr. Mook from the podcast. If you've not listened to that podcast, please head back and listen to that podcast. It's such a good chat with Dan McFarlane, who's been teaching our daughter phonics through YouTube. Just like Mr. Wicks, Mr. Joe Wicks has been doing. Dan has been doing phonics every week, and Oliver's really been enjoying that. We need to get back into it a little bit. But it's been great. I've been following him more now on social. It's been really good to see what he's been doing, and other teachers as well. Don't get me wrong. And if you are a teacher, I've got a few teachers coming up in the next few weeks on the podcast as well. If you are a teacher, it would be great to hear from you. I'd love to have you on and talk about this subject, because obviously for different schools it's more difficult. Like Olive School, I'll be honest with you, is a small school. It's not massive, and there's only 30 in her year, and I think there's only 30 in each year. So it's not a big school at all. But I've really enjoyed watching what Dan's been doing. I hope you don't mind me saying this, actually. But I've really been enjoying what he's been doing with the outdoor classrooms, how they've been working it. And I feel like, and we had Stuart Jackson on, who just proves through passion and what they're up to, how you can get kids outside, especially in this weather. Like, especially at the moment, we've got until, I think, about the end of July-ish for children. We're going to have some decent weather, aren't we? We're going to have some decent weather. To not use outdoor spaces, if you've got generally I think schools have some sort of outdoor space, to not use them is a bit sacrilege. I don't use that word very often. I get people saying you didn't use that in the right context, Lee. You did not use that in the right context. But, outdoor learning is massive. And just being outside, I think, really does help children learn a little bit more. One of the things that I'm doing now, we're homeschooling, is actually every Tuesday and Wednesday is me and Olive's day together, because Mummy has to go and work as a nurse. Big up the nurse. You feel like you always have to mention the nurse thing, didn't you? And I said to her, look, we're getting back into this school thing, a homeschooling thing. One of the things, now we can get out and about a little bit, is what I thought about doing. And my wife's like, no, this ain't going to work, Lee. But I'll let you know next week how we get on. One of the things I'm thinking about doing, and it's starting tomorrow, is we are going to go to tomorrow we're going to go to a woodland. I think I talked about it last week, the Wick, when we got lost. That area. It's a nice little hill there. You might have seen me and Oliver on Instagram dancing on it. Nice hill. It's really nice and quiet. We're going to take some schoolwork there. Make sure we put on some sun cream. Obviously. It's warm. Do some work. Only for about an hour. We'll bike there. We'll do an hour of work. And we'll have a little bike around. On Wednesday, we're going to go to the beach. A beach that I know is so quiet at the moment. I'm still a little bit wary about going to beaches. And going to busy places. But I know it's so quiet. So we're going to go there. Do an hour's worth of work. Have a little play in the sand. That's what I'm going to try and mix in. Because I am, Sam is amazing. My wife's amazing at doing the schooling thing. Really good at doing the homeschooling thing. I can sometimes get distracted. I can mix. Here we go. I can mix in. Sorry, the camera stopped for some reason. Said, no, I'm not going to film anymore. I can mix in a little bit of gardening and education along the way. That's fantastic. But there are things, that the school, we've been given packs from the school, so we need to get through them packs a little bit as well. So we've got to do some as I call proper work a little bit with her, and I'm going to get on that, and that's the way I'm going to do it. So find out next Monday how that goes. But I'm just saying, amazing. If you've not followed him, Mr. MC on Twitter, I think Mr. MC Official, go check him out. And all the teachers are doing a fantastic job. Obviously, this is not like a diss at Olive School. I know they do so much there. They're working their hardest. They're doing what they can. I don't want to be one of them. I'm becoming one of those parents. Don't get me wrong. One of those parents who are always moaning. Can't believe you're not doing this. Can't believe that. Because I know that every situation is very different. Maybe Dan McFarlane's got a bigger school. I don't know. Every school's different. The amount of teachers, they're all doing what they can. I 100% get that. I know. But I'm just wondering whether we can somehow get out there a little bit. I've seen Dan has been. It's all about Dan now, isn't it? He's been setting up areas in the corner of the playground with tarpaulins over it, some seats around there. I think that's a great idea. Social distance, obviously. But let's be honest. By the end of this podcast, by the time I finish recording and put this podcast out, it could be there could be no 2 meters anymore. Who knows? Who knows? Just creating areas outdoors is so great. Same with Ashton Keynes. I've been there before, and we've had them on the podcast from Stuart Jackson. They've got some incredible areas where they do learning. They're really big on outdoor learning and using the space they've got. And, a gazebo goes a long way. I was just thinking in my head, I was just sat there thinking, maybe I'll throw a few ideas. Hey teachers, maybe you could pop a gazebo up. And I think one thing we have all learned as parents from this, we love teachers. I'm literally saying we'll never moan about teachers again, while moaning about teachers, while doing that. They do a great job. Don't get me wrong, but I do think at the moment, it's not feasible in the winter. Don't get me wrong. I know that. I'm not asking teachers to sit there with their woolly coats on, with icicles hanging off the nose. But at the moment, we've got incredible weather. We can create areas, and I would like to see that happen. I also think that sort of thing would get kids more excited, but also help them learn a little bit. Like being outside really does help learning. I always use it as like, when you used to have a substitute teacher come in? Everyone else no, we're always really good. You used to have a substitute teacher come over, didn't you? And you think, boom, this is free period basically, guys. We're doing nothing. We're doing nothing today in this class. I don't not condone that sort of learning. Kids, don't do that at home. Do not do that. Going outside a little bit like that, it feels like you're getting away with something. Do you know what I mean? It feels like, I said this once to a whole load of teachers, and their faces were like, what? I was like, it feels like you're getting away. We're outside, guys. We're doing this outside. We're not in the classroom. We're doing this outside. This is wicked. I really think that's a big thing. But I'm not a teacher. And I know that it's a difficult thing, this schooling malarkey. So there we go. I didn't know where I was going with that little almost a rant, wasn't it? Almost a rant, but yeah, schooling really important, and we were a little bit gutted about that. But I think getting outside, getting for the schools is probably maybe the best idea at the moment. I don't know. I'm not an education officer. To be honest with you. So yeah, right. What else has been going on? I don't know. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one thing we might be able to do next week. We might have a guest next week on Monday's show, which would be quite exciting. Social distance, obviously. Social distanced. Don't want any trouble. Social distanced. we got Mr. Richard Suggett. He's going to pop up and see us. And social distance, obviously. So he might come on as a guest. We'll get him on as a guest, shall we? Later on in the week he's popping up. So that'd be really cool. Social distance, obviously. Social distance. So yeah, that's what's going on this week. That's what's happened last week. Thank you very much for happy birthdays for Olive. I know that I asked a load of you to review the podcast. I know a few of you did. Thank you so much. Actually, where's me? Oh, can I get it up? There we go. I've got every Monday. I'm just going to say, hey guys, thanks so much for your beautiful reviews. Let me try and get it up now, because I'm gonna every Monday. I'm going to just shout out a review. Here we go. Podcast. An awesome review from you lovely peeps. So, here we go. Big up Liam Webb. Good old Liam Webb. It's a shorty, but a brilliant one. I've got crikey, loads of you reviewed. Thanks so much. This week's review is from Liam Webb. Thanks so much, Liam. Great podcast. Love listening to it at the weekends and on my phone. Thank you. Thanks so much, Liam. Your podcast reviews always help, no matter where you put it on. It's always good to hear from you as well. It's always great to get a connection. And you know, find out what you like, find out what you don't like. I mean, the don't likes is you don't have to write them. You don't have to write them if you don't want to. That's fine. 5 stars only, obviously. 5-star reviews only. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, guys. And I hope you're enjoying these Mondays. If you've got a thought, if you'd like to come on, maybe you're a teacher sitting there thinking, I cannot believe what this geez is saying about teaching outdoors. It won't work. This is why it will work. That would be great. If you'd like to come on and talk about that, I'm well up for it. I'd love to hear from you. It's lee@skinnyjeangoner.co.uk if you want to get involved in that, if you want a teacher, or if you're just a teacher that would love to come on, or a parent even. We've got loads of parents that are coming on in the future podcasts, so please do get in touch. It'd be great to hear from you. Right, let's wrap it up for this week, this Monday. It sounds like we've got a lot of info into the podcast. Like I say, if you want to listen, if you want to watch, should I say, if you want to watch this on YouTube, it's on the Facebook. But you know, if you want to comment, let me know what's going down. Much love. We've got a good podcast. I'm not going to tell you what the podcast is coming up on Friday, because one, it's going to be a recording on Thursday. It might be a little bit late, by the way. It's a recording on Thursday. It's on quite a big subject at the moment, it's a big subject, full stop, which is a bit sensitive. I'll be honest with you, a little bit sensitive. So it's not been recorded yet. Anything can happen between now and Thursday, but if it happens, if we chat, it'll be really good. It'll be really good, and it'll be educational as well. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not going to go into that too much right now. Right, thanks so much. I shall speak to you on Friday, and yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. Much love, and I'll speak to you next time.